The argument is that your state, in particular Tulsa and the county there, are seeing the uptick now, which is why the local paper headlined, "Why here, why now?" Not saying not at all, but another time. So, Governor, the concern obviously would be that all these people congregate at that rally. They come in from all over the state and perhaps other states, and then they go back home and carry it there. So why not have a mandatory mask policy for that rally?
Well, we're going to follow the president and the vice president's lead on that. They'll be temperature checking at the door when they come in. And again, I'm very reluctant to mandate wearing a mask. And so if you feel the freedom, we just believe in freedoms in Oklahoma. If you want to wear a mask, we want you to do it. If you feel safer at home, we don't want you to come to that rally. But if you do feel okay, we want you to come to the rally and have a good time. We're going to be very safe, and we think it's the right time. And my question back to all the folks that say you shouldn't have a rally, when is the right time? Do we really think that in July or August or in November, coronavirus is not going to be here? We've got to learn to deal with this. We've got to learn to be safe, take precautions, but we've got to learn to also live our lives.
When even Fox News is questioning the common sense of holding a rally with tens of thousands of people crammed into an arena in the middle of a pandemic, you gotta think for a second that maybe pandering to one guy whose only priority is people clapping for him isn't the best idea. This is Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt making painfully obvious what his priority is, which is to say, not the people whom he's supposed to represent, but Donald Trump, who is so desperate for adulation that he decided to hold a rally in Oklahoma as the state is seeing an unprecedented surge in coronavirus cases. Cases have currently skyrocketed to 450 in Oklahoma, up from only 67 at the beginning of June. That is an almost 7 times increase in less than 3 weeks. CDC guidelines don't even recommend gatherings of more than 10 people, so to think that tens of thousands of people congregating together as cases are spiking would be anything other than a recipe for disaster is just a complete refusal to acknowledge reality. The craziest part is that it's not even like anyone is saying that Trump should never hold a rally. They're just saying that maybe not now, as cases are spiking in that state, in that city in particular, and people would be at the peak of risk for contracting this deadly virus. Or worse, unknowingly contracting it and spreading it to countless other people, including the elderly or the immunocompromised. These people aren't just putting themselves in danger, but others too. I mean, Governor Stitt is so cowardly, he doesn't even have enough of a spine to even recommend wearing masks, instead deferring to Trump on that. It is his job to keep the citizens of his state safe, and yet he's so desperate to kowtow to the guy that he can't even manage to do the bare minimum and require masks. He says, "We believe in freedom in Oklahoma." First of all, I believe in freedoms too. I just don't believe in allowing ignorant people to pass along a deadly virus to me when it could be prevented. Wearing a mask doesn't make you not free. It makes you safe. It keeps you alive. It keeps your family members and friends and the workers you come into contact with alive. Republicans love to pretend that this is an issue of personal liberty, but they're conflating freedom with recklessness. You're not oppressed because you're taking basic precautions to keep yourself and other people safe. No one stages a demonstration because they have to wear seatbelts. You're not oppressed because you can't run onto the highway and set off fireworks. You're not oppressed because you can't set a school on fire. In a civilized society, rules are put into place to keep people safe. There are limits to your personal freedoms because they ensure everyone else's safety. Wearing a mask should be one of those restrictions, underscored by the fact that more than 120,000 Americans have died from this virus thus far. But the craziest part is Stitt asking, well, if now isn't the right time for a rally, then when is the right time? Oh, I don't know. After the pandemic? For starters, when cases aren't spiking? Anytime other than the single most dangerous point of the outbreak? I mean, I'm no scientist, but it seems like setting up shop in the eye of the hurricane isn't exactly the smartest move here. And finally, Stitt lectures that we've got to learn to deal with this. Here's the thing, learning to deal with it doesn't mean allowing it to spread uncontained while American citizens are sacrificed because a few idiots need to clap for Donald. Learning to deal with it doesn't mean we pretend it's not there. Dealing with this means dealing with it. It means limiting gatherings. It means wearing masks. It means not stuffing 20,000 people into an indoor arena who are taking their cues from a guy whose position is explicitly not to wear masks. That's how we actually deal with it. But for Oklahoma's Republican governor, this isn't about dealing with anything other than kowtowing to the president and maybe, just maybe, getting some praise over Twitter. Because for modern day Republicans, that and that alone is their sole priority. If you like that video, please check out my brand new podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I'll cover the most important political stories of the week and interview major players in the world of politics. Available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check it out and subscribe now.